Lecrae here. So if you guys remember, we did a fuel system in the Saleen not long ago, and well, there's a few things that I wish I did differently, and one of those is being the whole fuel hat, fuel tank situation. So see behind me, we've got a little box here. Let's see what we got inside. You guys probably recognize this company, Division X. We've got a fuel hat and some other goodies in here, so go ahead and open it up. Got an 8-in wrench because I need one of those, didn't have one. Got some adapters here from 8-in to 6-in. We've got a full wiring harness for the fuel pumps, or pump in this case. We're just gonna be running one. And then tucked down in here, underneath all of this, is fuel line adapter, and then some more stuff. We've got our Division X Gen 4 fuel hat that we're going to be putting into the Saleen. This is going to fix kind of our 98 fuel hat situation that really hasn't worked quite as well as I had hoped. So that's pretty much everything that we're going to be putting into the car today. So that's kind of everything laid out here on the table. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of work and getting this kind of ready in here first, and then we'll go out to the car, we'll get the car up in the air, and then we will start dropping the tank and get to work. All right, so starting off, we've got the fuel hat here. As you can see, it's super nice. Billet aluminum. We've got our feed line, we've got our return line, it's 10-in. This is an 8-in. We've also got our harness here, which is really nice, gonna be super easy plug and play type deal here. We've got the area here to mount the level indicator, and then of course we have a spot for 2 pumps if we want to run 2 pumps. But on this car with it, the power level, it's not super high. I think my single 525 is going to do just fine. So we've actually got a cap that I've already pre-installed in here. I'm going to tighten it up here in a little bit. And then we've got where our 525 that's currently still in the car is going to go. So we're going to move that over. Here's our 8-in to 6-in. This is going to be for our return line adapter that'll go, here in the return port, and then connect to our 6-in return line that we've got, the wrench. And then inside of this box, we actually have our stock fuel line adapter for our feed. This will run from 10-in port here all the way, well, not all the way, but directly to the stock feed line, which will then run to the rail. So we've got that. That'll get installed as well. And then here we got our giant harness with wire to run all the way up to the battery in the front of the car. This will be all kind of in the back of the car. And then we've got some relays and other stuff like that. So we got this all set up, ready to go. We've got our line adapter for the feed and for the return on. We got our cap down here for this pump that we're not going to be using. So at this point, we're ready to go ahead, get the car up in there, and start dropping the tank. Okay, so the tank is like completely out. We kind of just skipped ahead. Return line's kind of sitting there leaking. That's not a big deal. So what we're gonna do now, pop the old hat out, transfer this line over, and then I think we'll be good to go and start putting in the new one. We're kind of realizing here that we're missing a part. So we're not gonna be able to get super far with this. At least it's not gonna be running today, but it's not a big deal. So it's supposed to be a little bracket. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen that holds the level sending unit. Don't have that. Thought that would be something that would come with this. I guess not, so I'll have to order that. But in the meantime, we're gonna get this pump installed, and I think I've kind of decided, because I really don't want to do this again, I'm probably just gonna order another pump. So we'll put 2 pumps in here. We'll have plenty of freaking fuel system. So if this poor little freaking 2-valve blows up, we'll put a damn coyote in this thing. I don't care. And I do care. Please don't blow it. What we're doing here is we've got this little kind of adapter. You'll see that this Teflon O-ring kind of slides on in here, and
this. Just kind of push that down here, and it just will sit flush inside. Got an O-ring, this little one that's going to go on there. Of course, we've got our Teflon seal kind of in there as well. This just goes on the first part of the barb, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to take a medium strength thread locker, so that can be Loctite 243 or this stuff from Permatex. It says to put a pretty good amount, so we're going to just freaking coat this whole sucker and some Loctite here. This is going to go in here like that. Just going to spin it on. At this point, we're going to take a 13mm wrench for the brass, and we're going to just spin it on until it feels good. That's literally what the directions say. So it looks like we're just pretty much getting it down flush, so we're not going like much farther here. Just a little bit more here. I'd say that looks pretty flush to me. That's our kind of finished product there, and we'll do the same on the other pump when it shows up. We kind of decided easiest thing to do here, I didn't want to do it, but that's what we're gonna have to do, is we're just gonna order a Cobra level sender. Here's why. The Cobra one is a single wire. That's what this is set up for. Whereas the GT one is actually 2 wires. As you'll see here, I don't really know what it's like to have to convert this, what that involves. I could buy the bracket for like 20 bucks and then put it on here, figure out what I have to do with this, or I can just buy a Cobra one, plug and play, and be done. So I think that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. I'll try and see if I can find one used. Maybe somebody will have one I can pick up. Worst case, I'll just freaking order a brand new one for 100 bucks. But what we can do at least here is throw this pump in, kind of get this mocked up. We'll throw the tank underneath the car with this kind of just loosely bolted in, and then we'll deal with the harness, which will be pretty straightforward. So we've got the Division X hat in the tank for right now. It will be coming back out when we put the second pump in, as well as the Cobra level sending unit. A little bit chaotic back here, but FPDM is right there. This is our old setup here, old relay with the wiring. This all still works. It's just for this setup. I wanted to start fresh, so that's what I did. So I'll actually get my sub wire back, which is how we've been powering this before, which I don't really like, but we just kind of test fit a sub in here, so we might be putting a sub in the back. So we're gonna run that here. You can see we've got our main power lines right there. If we come around through to inside the car, they're gonna come along here. We'll run it obviously nice and neat. We'll run it under the carpet here, come up through the dash, and then through the firewall, through this grommet in this area. We'll run it through nice and clean. Underneath here, I'm gonna move that, and then we'll connect to the battery. So that should be kind of the whole solution for the wiring harness. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Things have evolved quite a bit since our last update. We've got our relays, fuses, all squared away on the old FPDM bracket. We still got to add the signal wire right there. That'll be easy. We'll just tap that in to that white wire kind of hanging there. That's really the last thing we got left. For that, the sub wire for the amp is, when I put one in, is free again, which is good. We've got the wiring there, positive, ran, super clean. My buddy Colton is just killing it, man. Absolute beast. So we see we got that ran there. It's tucked away really nice. Down through here, kind of up and around to the firewall. Comes right here. We're still gonna do some things here to kind of tidy that up. And then over here, out it comes. We got some other wiring for some other things we're gonna take care of. But it's gonna look really nice, and it'll be nice and clean in here, which is exciting. Kind of a last look. That is all of our wiring harness for the pump running back up to the front. We've got our new fuel hat harness. We're running it down in here, kind of tucked away back here where the factory harness ran. We've gotten our yellow and black with orange stripe wire for our level sending, which will go here. I'm pretty certain that's what it is. We're going to confirm that when we go to actually put the second pump in and the new level sending unit, which are on the way. And then this will run actually into this factory hole where the original one was ran. And then from down here, all the carpet's kind of underneath it, but we'll plug it in and get it all situated back up in there. So that's how we're looking right now. All right, guys, you know, Andrew had to hook your boy up, so made a quick trip down here to Benell, got a Cobra level sending unit. So we're gonna slap that on the Division X hat that's already in the tank. We'll just quickly pull that out. We'll connect this, and we should be set. We also got some trunk carpet from a fresh 99 Cobra that came in as well. So we'll be able to finish the trunk and make it look super nice, which I'm very happy about. Let's take a gander what we got here. We've got brand new side carpet for in the trunk. We've got brand new floor carpet, which I have never had in this car, at least while I've owned it. So we'll get that dialed in, cleaned up, looking nice. We've got the back portion right there. And of course, we got the plastic trim. So we're about to have that trunk dialed in. It's gonna be looking nice. It's gonna be usable, which is awesome. And then of course, we have our level sending unit from a Terminator Cobra. So this is gonna go right there in our fuel hat. And then the one wire will plug into the harness, and then we will have to crimp from the stock harness onto the new lethal harness. It'll be a very simple setup. We've got the level sending arm pretty much all the way up, and we'll come here and key the car on, and you can see our fuel gauge goes to full. So we are working. Everything is good there. So now it's time to kind of clean everything up in here, make it look nice again. And then when that other pump gets here, slap that in the hat, put the hat back in the tank, and be good to go. We got both pumps installed here, got the socks on, everything is connected. Level sending unit is there. So slap it in the tank and get the tank back up in the car. Kind of an added bonus for doing the fuel system and finishing the trunk. I figured I would go ahead and finish the interior of the car as well. So we've got a rear seat delete kit on the way. We've got this Scar sub that I picked up from my cousin. It's brand new, it's never even been used. And then I ordered a Scar amp as well as a Scar box that a lot of people said sounds great with this sub. So we're gonna get that all slapped in as well. Well guys, we've got the car running, tank is back in, everything is situated. We just threw some new injector data in, hoping that that's gonna solve the problem. Thus far, the car revs a lot smoother than it did before. Take a listen. It does not choke on the rev like it used to. So good injector data. We've got the dual 525 pumps situated in the tank, of course. We've lowered the fuel pressure from, I think 55 was what our base fuel pressure was, to 39. So we're running these injectors as 52-pound injectors rather than 65s, which is what they run at 55 PSI or 58. So we'll do some experimenting kind of behind the scenes, but that's pretty much the whole thing. And now we will get the sub box and the rear seat delete kit all situated, and that'll be pretty much it. Here's a little look at the setup. Rear seat delete kit bolted in, seat belts, harnesses going down to the factory rear seatbelt location, sub mounted onto the back or the bottom. Sorry, I'm tired. Amp hidden down below, underneath. Still need to put my carpet back in, which is all sitting right there. But I think overall, pretty clean setup. And it sounds pretty dang good as well. That pretty much wraps up the install of the fuel hat as well as the extra pump and the rear seat delete kit along with the sub. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, drop a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. Excited to see how the car drives now that we've got everything done. I've driven it just a little bit, but obviously we're to try and dial it in. We're not really shooting for more power. We're shooting for the same power, safer. So that is our overall goal. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.